Hello guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a frog pin. So here's how he looks. He's just a flat pin, and there's this where you can open it up and you can pin this frog to any fabric such as a t-shirt or even your pin board if you would like. For materials, you're going to need a crochet hook. I'm going to be using the 1.5 millimeter. However, you can also use the up to 2.0 millimeter if you would like, but try not to go larger than that because you don't want to leave holes in your crochet. You will also need a small piece of the felt fabric, and you will also need just one skein of any brand for the embroidery thread. We're going to be using this. You will also need the pink embroidery thread to make the cheek of the frog. You will also need some black thread as well as a needle, some scissors, the butterfly clutch pin, the super glue, stitch marker. Today I'm going to be using a scrap thread instead, but you can use any plastic stitch marker if you want. Lastly, you're going to need a tweezer. Just make sure that you use a clean one, exclusively for your craft. Before we start, I just want to let you know that if you are new to crocheting, I have plenty of tutorial in my Amigurumi 101 playlist where you can learn the basic stitches needed for this tutorial. So please check that out if you're new to this video. So let's get started. We are going to start by first making a new loop. So cross your thread like that, fold it down, and you're going to want to pull the string in the middle to form a loop like this. So I'm going to basically pull on the longer end of the string to make the loop smaller. And just make sure you hold on to the shorter end of the thread. And I also have another pinky that hold on the long end of the thread. Next, we are going to chain 2 times. So you put your yarn, or in this case the embroidery thread, over your hook, and then you're going to pull through that loop. So that's one chain. We're going to put that thread on the hook and then pull through the loop. This is the second chain. Next step, you're going to make 6 single crochet into that very first chain. So I'm gonna put my hook into that first chain. To make a single crochet, put the thread over your hook and pull through. Notice how right now you have 2 loops. You're going to grab the thread again and pull through both loops. That's 1 single crochet. You're going to make 5 more. So put your hook back into that hole right there. Grab the thread, pull through. Grab the thread and then pull through again. That's the second one that we made. So we need to make 4 more. So put the hook into that hole. grab the thread, pull through, grab the thread, pull through both loops. So let's make 3 more single crochet. You will see that it's forming a circle. So if we count the stitches, you should have a total of 6 stitches. So let me count from the beginning. So let me use a needle to count. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then last stitch is 6. To pause your work, you basically gonna pull your hook out like this to make the loop wider so that, you know, it doesn't unravel. Another thing you need to do is mark the end of each round so you don't lose track of your work. I'm basically gonna put my hook into that last stitch, just like this. And then grab my scrap thread and gonna put it over the hook so that I can pull through. So in this way, I know that this is the end of round 1. You might also notice that, oh, this is a slight hole in the middle. What you can also do to close that hole is, you know, flip it to the back side. You see this shorter tail? We're going to hold the piece and then pull that tail in attempt to close that. Just pull it tight. So you can see that the hole is almost invisible now, so that's good. Gonna put my hook back and pull on the long end to continue. For round 2, all we need to do is make 6 increases. To make an increase, basically that means you need to make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. And since we have 6 stitches, we're going to end up having 12 stitches at the end of round 2. So I'll show you what I mean. So first, push your hook into the very first stitch that you see here. Just like that. And you're going to make a single crochet. Let me go and make it. So every time you grab the thread, pull through, there will be 2 loops here. Grab the yarn and pull through both loops. So this is 1 single crochet in that first stitch. You're going to put your hook back into that stitch. Make another single crochet. So grab the thread, pull through. See 2 loops. Grab the thread, pull through again. Now we just made 2 single crochet into that first stitch. You're going to repeat that same process for the next stitch. So this is the second stitch of this round. Gonna push your hook into that and then make 2 single crochet. So this is 1. Okay, push your hook back into that same stitch to make another single crochet. This is the second single crochet. You can see there's 2 of them in that same stitch. We're going to repeat 4 more times. So 1, 2. So 2 single crochet makes an increase. Okay, on the 4th stitch, 1, 2. So we have 2 single crochet in the 4th stitch, so that equal to an increase. So 1, 2, okay, and then the very last stitch, 1, 2. Okay, so now we just complete the second round. What we also need to do here is move the stitch marker from the first round to the next. So I'm gonna push my hook again into the last stitch of the second round, which is here. Pull my stitch marker out, put it over my hook, and then I'm gonna pull it through. So just like that. The hole in the middle is getting big again. You can try to pull the shorter end of the tail again. Okay, in order to close that hole. At the end of this round, you should be able to see that you have a total of 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you should have a total of 12 stitches again at the end of round 2. For round 3, we are going to follow a sequence. That sequence is, in the first stitch, you're going to make 1 single crochet. So let's do that. So that's 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to make an increase. One, and then going into the same stitch, another single crochet, because 2 single crochet makes an increase. So basically we made 1 single crochet followed by an increase. We are going to repeat that same sequence until you reach the end of the round. So again, on the 3rd stitch, make 1 single crochet. On the 4th stitch, make an increase. 1, 2. So let's keep going. 1 single crochet. 1, 2, that's an increase. 1, that's 1 single crochet. 1, 2, that's an increase. 1, that's 1 single crochet. 1, 2, that's an increase. 1, that's 1 single crochet. 1, 2, that's an increase, and that's the end of round 3. Now let's move this stitch marker to the last stitch of the round. And at the end of this round, you should have a total of 18 stitches. I'm not gonna count it, but you should go ahead and count to make sure that you didn't miss any stitches. Okay, so for round 4, the pattern is going to get a little bit more complicated because the sequence is not very typical. So just make sure you pay attention to this one. For the next 3 stitches, we are going to make 1 single crochet in each of the stitch. So let's do that. In the first stitch, that's 1 single crochet. In the second stitch, there's another single crochet. And in the third stitch, there's another single crochet. In the next 2 stitches, we're going to make an increase, but instead of increasing with a single crochet, we are going to increase with a half double crochet. To make half double crochet, it's very similar to single crochet. The only difference is you're going to put the thread over your hook before you push it in to the next stitch, like that. But the rest of the process is the same. Just grab that thread, pull through. Here for half double crochet, there's gonna be 3 loops that show up. For a single crochet, there will be only 2 loops that show up. However, you're just gonna grab the thread and then pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1 half double crochet. You're going to make another one in the same stitch. So grab the thread, push it in the same stitch. Okay, grab the thread, pull through, you see 3 loops. You're gonna grab the thread, pull it through all 3 loops. So here we got an increase that we made using half double crochet. We're going to do the same thing for the next stitch. So make 2 half double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, put the thread over the hook, push it into the next stitch, grab the thread, and then put into all 3 loops. Okay, 1 more half double crochet in that same stitch. Oops. Yeah, just remember to put that thread around your hook first before you push your hook through. As you can see here, we just made another increase using half double crochet. For the next 2 stitches, you're going to make 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So that's 1 half double crochet. That's the second half double crochet. You see how it's 1 in each stitch? For the next 3 stitches, you're gonna make single crochet 1 in each. So that's 1 single crochet, the second single crochet, the third single crochet. For the next 2 stitches, you're going to make 1 half double crochet in each. That's 1 half double crochet. That's the second half double crochet. So 1 in each. For the next 2 stitches, you're going to increase using half double crochet. Basically, it means you're going to make 2 half double crochet in each stitch. So that's 1, and then in the same stitch, make another one. Okay, so we just increase. So you can see there are 2 half double crochet in that same stitch. Let's repeat that one more time. 1, okay, we just made 2 more half double crochet in the next stitch. And in the next stitch, let's make 1 single crochet. Next, we are going to make 3 chains. So thread over the hook, pull through, that's 1 chain. Let's make 2 more. Okay, so we have 3 chains. We are going to make 2 half double crochet. So you're gonna put the thread over the hook and then push your hook into that middle chain that you see here. And then make the half double crochet. And on the next chain, right there, the first chain, make a half double crochet in it. So as you might have already guessed, this part is gonna be the frog eye. And now in order to join it to the main piece, we're going to skip this next stitch right here. So that one we're going to skip, but on the next one, let's push the hook into it. In this stitch, we are going to make a slip stitch. So for the slip stitch, it's very similar to a single crochet, but slightly different. So you're gonna grab the thread, pull through. Notice how you have 2 loops right here, but instead of grabbing the thread again, you're not going to. You're just gonna bring the first loop into the second loop. So I'm just gonna pull it through like that. So that is a slip stitch. And the next stitch is gonna be the last stitch of the round. I'm actually gonna pull this out to make it easier to see. So push your hook into the next stitch. You're going to make another slip stitch. So grab the thread, pull it through, and then just pull the first loop through the second loop. Okay. So even though we only got 1 eye so far, this is actually the end of round 4. Just make sure that when you finish round 4, you have already made 1 eye. Technically, at the end of this round, there should be 23 stitches. And let me see if I can put back the stitch marker so that we can keep track of this round. Let's continue round 5. Basically, we're going to be making another eye for the frog. For the first stitch, push your hook in. Let's make a slip stitch. So grab the thread, pull through, and then pull the first loop into the second loop. Okay, just like that. Then we are going to make 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. And then same thing as the other eye, we're going to make 1 half double crochet in that middle chain and another half double crochet in that first chain right there. So thread over the hook, gonna push my hook through that middle chain and then make a half double crochet. Make another half double crochet in that first chain. Okay, so we got another eye here. The next step is to join it to the actual piece. Same thing, we're going to skip that stitch, the next one that we see, and push the hook into the second one after. Let's make a single crochet. And then in the next stitch, let's make a slip stitch. So this is gonna be the end of round 5. We're not gonna go all the way around because we already accomplished what we need, which is the frog face. At this point, you can just pull off your stitch marker. And let's finish off. To finish off, basically, you're just gonna, cut the long end of the thread. Now back to your piece, you're gonna pull out this loop, pull all the way out, just like this. Just make sure to not cut it too short because we are going to clean up the edges where you finish off, because you could see how the thread is kind of hanging there. We want to kind of sew it nicely to make sure we don't have ugly edges. So for the back side, I'm gonna pull this short end one more time. Make sure that the hole in the middle is entirely closed. Okay, this is good. So now that is closed, let's cut this short end to be a little bit shorter. Okay, just like that is good. Don't need to cut it too short. Okay, so we're done with the face. And that is pretty much all we're going to crochet. Next, it's time to clean up the edge. So let's grab the needle that you have here. Put that into the needle. Just like that is good. And the way I'm gonna sew this is I'm gonna pull this end to that side, sort of, so that I can see where's my next stitch, which is this one right there. Okay, I'm gonna put my needle like this. You can see that in each of the stitches there are front and back loop. The front loop is the loop that is closest to you. The back loop is the one that is furthest from you. In this case, I'm putting the needle in the middle, but out through the back loop, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna pull it tight. And then I'm gonna put my needle back this way on the stitch previous. Okay, now I'm just gonna push the needle in to the stitch nearby so it go to the back side. You could kind of see it that, it looked much nicer than having the thread hanging there, right? To secure this part, I'm gonna grab some thread that I can grab on the back like this, and then push it through so that I can pull it through for extra security. Now we don't need that anymore, so I'm just gonna cut off the tail. Okay. For the next step, we're going to make the face of the frog using this thread. And this is the most fun part. Basically putting the thread inside a needle. I'm joking. This is, I guess, the longest part. Usually it takes long to, you know, kind of put the thread into the eye pin. So you're going to do this multiple times. So right now I already put the thread into the eye pin and it kind of overlapped the other thread. And at where it overlaps, I'm gonna cut the end, right? So that you could kind of see. But since the frog eye is going to be slightly thicker, I don't want to have to sew it many times. So I'm gonna put more thread in to make this thread thicker. Alternatively, you can use the black color embroidery thread too if you don't want to have to do this process like what I'm doing right now. Okay, so this is another lab. So you can kind of see like 4 different strings from the thread. I don't think that is thick enough for what I want yet, so I'm gonna do one more so that there would be 6 strings. Okay, so now this look a little bit, I mean a lot thicker. That's what I meant. Okay, now let's make the frog eye. So the eye is gonna basically go from here to here. So I could, let's see, going from the back to here. Just gonna pull it through, but not all the way through because I need to leave some tail to tie the thread into a knot for security. So just make sure as you were sewing it, kind of hold the tail in the back for now. And then sort of in the middle, I'm gonna push my thread in like that. Oh, okay, we kind of got an eye. I might do another loop just so that the eye is slightly thicker, because if you look at this one, it's pretty thick over there, but this is so thin. I guess it's kind of depend on what your preference is. If I can't even find the hole to push it in. Okay, here. We got this. I got this. Okay, so just another lap. Okay. I think the frog is looking good. Okay, now that we finished one eye, I'm gonna secure this side. So again, I'm just gonna grab some yarn. I guess not the yarn. Grab some thread in the back so that you can kind of, you know, get your thread through that. Then, since I have another yarn, I mean thread, kept saying yarn. Okay, just, you know, kind of tie the 2 tails together so that you can make a knot. And then make another knot for super extra security. Okay. Okay, now it's all good. You're going to cut the tail so it's a little bit shorter, but not too short because you don't want the knot to unravel. Okay, this is fine for now. Once we glue this, this will kind of stick back down there. Okay, so same process. You're gonna go ahead and make another eye on your own, and I'll see you when you finish making that eyes already. Okay, so I just made another eye right there. Next step, we are going to make the mouth. So again, the fun part, grab some thread and push it into the eye pin. This is where if you have a larger eye pin, then it's gonna be easier. For the mouth, I think 2 strings is enough because the mouth piece is, you know, not as thick as the eye, as you can see right here. It's very thin. Okay, so the mouth is basically gonna be kind of a V shape. Okay, going from the back to the front. Gonna try to push my needle somewhere in the middle right here. Okay, we got one side of the V. Let's make another one. Push the needle from the back to the front. When you sew, just take your time, you know, there's no need to rush it. I usually just take my time, which is also why I feel like all my pieces are taking a long time. But I just want to make sure they are good and that I am satisfied with what I make. Okay, so gonna try to go through the same hole right there in the middle. Okay, we got some sort of a smile. This one has slightly distorted smile. Yeah, so I probably should, I guess I could redo it or leave it as that, but if I were to move that corner a little bit to the left, then the smile would be, I guess, slightly more symmetric, but this is fine as well. I mean, who gonna notice it, right? Okay, it's good enough. Okay, let's keep going. Let's secure the back side. I'm not sure if anyone feel the same way, but I feel like every time I try to make a tutorial, usually my piece doesn't look as good on the camera as I'm doing it because my hand is positioned slightly weirdly. I don't position my hand out like this when I try to crochet normally, but have to do it for the video, right? Okay, anyway, I talk too much. So here we got the eye and the mouth. And now we're going to add the cheek using the pink embroidery thread. So for the chic, yeah, let's just pull out some thread. Doesn't need to be a lot. And just cut a long piece. Yeah, basically insert that into the needle. Yeah, fun part is done. So let me see here. Yeah, so you can see that slightly below the eye, I guess to the right side. That's why the chic is going to be. But if you want to add a new location, that's totally up to you. Okay. I went with a little bit of a lighter color this time. Okay, so I guess you could kind of see it, but not so well. I ended up picking too light of a color, but I think you get the idea. You can make another lap over that to make the chic a little bit thicker. Okay, just like that. Let's secure that by making a knot. Okay, I got one chic, and then again on your own you're gonna make another chic, and we'll come back after that. Okay, here's the complete frog with the details on the face. Now we are actually done with crochet and embroidery, so we got the hard part out of the way. The next part is we need to cover the back side, and to do that you're going to be using this fabric felt sheet. So I usually just put the frog piece over it so that I know how much of the sheet I need to cut. Okay, so you don't need to use a lot. So now I'm gonna flip the frog to the other side so that I can kind of trace the outline of the frog for this felt sheet. Just hold it tight, and it's gonna be a lot easier if you use a very sharp scissor. Now just do your best in cutting out the piece. I know that a lot of you guys have requested this tutorial because you might think that this is very quick to make, but in my opinion this is not quick to make at all, so I'm not sure if you will be disappointed or not, but at least you can, you know, learn how to make a cute pin for yourself or maybe for others. Like the crocheting part is actually very quick, but I guess the sewing part could take a little bit longer to make, along with, you know, cleaning up the back part, attaching the pin on. That can take some time. Okay, so flipping to the back side. Yeah, you could kind of see the frog outline here. So what's gonna happen here is that for that piece, you're gonna use the super glue to attach the felt on and let it dry. So I'm gonna shake my super glue slightly because I haven't used this in a while. It's also good to have like a napkin or paper next to you because sometimes if you haven't used this in a while, it would drop off a lot of liquid. And you technically don't want the liquid to kind of soak into your piece because it might show up in the front and that's not good. So I'm gonna try to see if it's like super liquid or if it's like solid enough. Okay, so this looks just fine. It's not too watery. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the back of the frog. Just do a little bit at a time. Don't try to put too much just yet. If you don't put enough of the glue on the back, you can always basically add more, right? Okay. And then once you already put some glue there, try to, spread it out. I'm gonna put the glue over some of these tails that I have to kind of make them sticky and then go down and not extend it outward. Okay, and also gotta work fast because the glue kind of dry fast. So just, focus on the middle part first. We can clean up the edge later. So let's put the frog. So I'm just pressing over using my finger like really quick. I don't want to hold it too long because I don't want the glue on me either. Okay, if there are any part that need more glue, I can sort of add it later as well. So now we just want the glue to be attached to the felt. You can see the frog, he's so happy. He's getting like a massage. Okay. Yeah, just, make sure to check off the corner, the edges. So if, something like this come up, you might want to add a little bit more glue because that wasn't enough. Oopsie. Trying to apply the glue, but I don't want to get it on my hand. So I'm going to use the tweezer to kind of help me press. Okay, when you add a little bit too much glue, it might show up here. If that happens, just I guess wait for it to dry and then you can kind of cut it off with a scissor afterwards, so no need to panic. Just gonna check off the corner, make sure it's tight, and if not, gonna add a little bit more glue. Okay, so that's pretty much how we cover the back part. I'm just cutting out the excess glue that pop up here. Okay. Okay, now the last part that we need to do is we're gonna have to glue the pin to the back. On the other piece, I was using a smaller pin here. You can see the diameter is smaller. This one is bigger. I wanted to try to see which one is better. I think the big one might be better just because it has greater surface area, but we'll see how good it sticks. It's definitely easier to hold the big one, so I'm gonna try that. Okay, I'm gonna put, generous amount of the glue, and here I'm gonna try to put it in the middle. Okay. And then I'm gonna try to push it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it next to the table so I can push it down. Okay, another thing that I kind of like to do is, right now you can see that there's no glue like seeping out, but I think it would be a lot more secure if you put, glue on top of this as well. So I'm gonna do that just to make sure that this doesn't come out. So a little bit of the glue on top of this pin right here. I see in a lot of the polymer clay tutorial, they usually like to put I think it was the acrylic, no, it was some kind of gel that they put it on the back side for that backing. Okay, but in this case, we're gonna go with the glue because this is all I have right now. So just wait a couple of hours or more, or until the glue is completely dry. Don't try to put this on right now. Just, wait, be patient. We'll come back and see how it dried. Here's the finished look of the frog pin. Isn't he cute? And here's how it looks in the back. You can see that this is already dried. And here I can put that back in. If you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe to support my channel, and thank you so much if you watched to the end. I really appreciate it. See ya!